Okay, last game from Coach Yourself. So here it says many players are serious about their chess, but become stuck at a certain playing strength. It's rarely a lack of talent or practice or opening all knowledge that holds them back. Usually they get left behind because they don't know how to make best use of the time they have available to study chess. And nothing. This book, like other books, try to give you a hint. Now I would like to show you the last game that for this review. It's Magnus Carlsen against Alexei Drew in FIDE World Cup Tbilisi in 2017. Magnus opened with e4, c5, knight f3, d6 and bishop b5 check. By checking on b5, white sidestep the complexities of a Najdorf or whatever other theory fast black was planning after 3d4. Yeah, but I'm sure that Magnus Carlsen probably had the theory down compared to us that maybe we don't, because we don't play chess from when we were like 8 years old. So knight d7, a4, Magnus is already planning to put pressure on black's queen side. Knight g f6, knight c3, g6, a5, bishop g7, a6. And here there is a diagram. It says investing 3 moves in pushing the pawn to a6 means that white doesn't have the rapid development necessary to build up an attack in the center, here, or on the king side. But no matter, Carlsen is happy to inflict a structural weakness on the black queen side. He trusts that his genius for exploiting small advantages will do the rest. And now there is castle. So here it says one thing that we should check, because maybe this is important. Why black didn't play b6, right? Because there is bishop c6, rook b8, knight b5, which would win the pawn on a7. So black can't keep his queen side intact. And so, you see, in this case, you need to visualize at least 3 moves in order to understand why this thing couldn't be played, right? And let's put it back where it was, okay? And black played castle. White castle 2, e6, d3, queen b6, a takes b7, bishop takes b7, rook e1, rook f d8, bishop a4, h6, and h3. A simple move taking the g4 square away from the black knight. It doesn't force black to do anything, as Carlsen wants to give his opponent full reign in choosing a bad plan. Fischer liked to quote Tarrasch's dictum: if you don't know what to do, wait until the opponent gets an idea. It's sure to be wrong. I didn't know this that Fischer liked this Tarrasch's dictum, but it's very interesting. Just for this, probably one should buy the book, right? d5 is the mistake. Drew is impatient for counterplay and gives away dark squares in the center. It was better to wait with a move such as rook a c8. Okay, honestly, I mean, if this is the mistake because it's giving back the away the dark squares, these, I don't know, these, clearly club players will not even know why it was a mistake, right? Um, so that's kind of interesting. e5, knight h7, and now there is a good move, a positional decision. Can you see what is the positional move played by Magnus Carlsen? No? Well, let me show you. Bishop take d7. And generally we don't like to exchange a bishop for a knight because we want to keep our bishop pair. Here it says, an excellent positional decision. Not everyone would want to give up the good bishop for a knight. Okay, like I just said. Rook takes d7. So you understand that this is a beautiful game. I wanted to watch it because it was played by Magnus Carlsen. But honestly, who would play that as a positional decision? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I wanted to play that. It didn't make any sense. I would have tried to get some kind of attack on the king side, and obviously my plan was as wrong as the one by Drew. No? d4, and here there is a diagram. This is the idea. After c4, white knight can invade with knight a4 and c5 when it is on a fine outpost square. Okay, but black doesn't play c4, he plays c takes d4. And now what would you play as white? Again, as you can see, that's why I wanted to see this game by Magnus Carlsen, because I think we can really grow watching his game. I've watched some of his bullet games, and bullet I mean 1 minute. And you don't get tired of analyzing them for like half an hour while he played that game in 1 minute, and you discover new meaning behind some of the moves. And I'm sure he did it with awareness of what he was doing. So the right move is knight e2. There is no rush to recapture the pawn as the white horse is heading for d4, not wanting his bishop on b7 to be shot in by an unassailable knight. Drew sacrifices a pawn, but his counterplay proves inadequate. d3, queen takes d3, and d4, knight e takes d4, g5, c3, knight f8. And now guys, again, pause the video and try to find the right move for white. Okay, the right move is knight h2, clearing the way for the queen to go to g3 to break the pin on d4 and create attacking chances against the weakened black king side. Knight g6, queen g3, knight h4. The threat to g2 is the high point of black's initiative. From now on, white assumes control and finishes the game with a mating attack. So can you imagine, at this point already Carlsen start to finish the game. Knight h f3, knight takes f3, knight takes f3, rook d3, h4, g takes h4, queen takes h4, bishop takes f3, g takes f3, rook takes f3. Okay, we are in this position. It might appear that black is getting counterplay, but the loss of the h6 pawn soon decides his king fate. Boom! f5. White also win after bishop takes h6, queen g4, okay? So if he would have played this, he played this, queen g4, and he wins, okay? But let's see how it end up, right? So f5, bishop takes g7, king takes g7, and now there is the last move of the game, after which black resign. Can you see what is the last move for white? White plays king h1, and here black resign. So black will be mated after, let's say, if you play this, he plays rook g1, right? And so you lose control of the rook h8. So let's say that you play this, queen takes f2, right? Rook g1, king f7, and queen f7. So can you see how it ends up? But obviously if it goes here, rook g8 and it's over. So this is how it ended up. I don't know, it's really amazing how it came out of nowhere. So Magnus made it look easy, but not everyone has the temperament of or the innate ability to outplay their opponent from simple positions. Even top players have stylistic differences. So again, this was the book Coach Yourself, a complete guide to self-improvement at chess. Clearly has a lot of games that also come from Magnus Carlsen that can maybe give you a role model or an example in improving and understanding better chess. I hope you will enjoy this book.